Alrighty, good day everybody. It is now day 2 of our brand new solo journey on a new official PvP server, and today we have quite the mission ahead of us, so let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to it. Now, in case you missed day 1, all I did was power level up to level 60, and that's about it for day 1. Now, today for day 2 on this new server, my goal is to try to reach endgame by completing the new dungeon that just got added to the game with the new chapter 3 update. I've heard that this new dungeon can be quite profitable, and seeing as we just arrived on this server and all we have is what we're carrying right now, I want to try this dungeon out and see if we can get rich off of it so that we can hopefully start doing some PvP by day 3. I actually went out earlier today after I relocated to a new base because my tier 1 shack from episode 1, it got raided, so I ended up relocating earlier today and I crafted myself this crappy light armor and I went out to try and find some PvP, and I actually got into my first fight on this server and it was pretty fun. Let me show you guys. Oh, looks like we got a player over here. Are they gonna want to fight us? Yes, they are. Perfect. Let's do it. Wow, 2 hits, I'm halfway dead. I'm terribly underpowered. So yeah, that was my first fight on this server and it was an absolute blast. I think we actually fought like 3 more times after that, but I wasn't able to defeat him once. I was just too underpowered against him. But now after those fights, I've become super motivated to reach endgame as soon as possible and hopefully by the end of today so that we can craft ourselves some proper armor and weapons and get to do some PvP and solo raids real soon. So like I said earlier, the plan for today is to farm Kurak's dungeon to get rich, but before we can go and attempt the dungeon, we gotta do some prep work or else we're not gonna be able to survive in there with the current armor and weapons that we have right now. So first things first on the prep list, before we go to the Kurak dungeon, let's farm some of these dragons so that we can get some dragon bones so that we can craft ourselves some light dragon bone armor that will hopefully increase our chances of surviving the dungeon. There we go, and now let's go ahead and farm it. Okay, so I don't think the knife is the best tool to farm dragon bone. I don't quite remember what the best tool to use is, so we'll just try them all. Okay, this one's already better than the skinning knife. But yeah, let's go ahead and kill a few more dragons and get some more dragon bone. Alright, let's try the hatchet. Nice. Okay, so far this seems to be the best tool for it. We'll go ahead and grab one more dragon and that should be enough. There we go, we got all the dragon bone we need for one kit. And you know what, while we're here, let's go ahead and get the obelisk as well. Man, I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever build a base here in the unnamed city. It's like one of the most neglected places on Conan. I don't blame anyone though, cause I wouldn't want to live here either. But anyways, now that we've attuned our bracelet, let's go back to base and depot the dragon bone and then we'll move on to the next task. Alright, just depoted our dragon bone and now we're on our way to Sinkhole because now we have to learn the recipe for the dragon bone armor. And I'm choosing this armor because it is one of the easiest PvP armors to get. Oh, and for those that are curious, this will be the build that I'll be using to farm the Kurak dungeon. It's an encumbrance strength build that's decent enough to allow you to use strength weapons rather than your typical dagger spam encumbrance build. And hopefully we can get the job done with this build. Alright, let's go. Let's just learn the recipes and be out of here. Nice, there we go, we got them. Let's get out of here. Alright, so next in our prep list, we're gonna collect 30 obelisks so that we can exchange it for a blood pick. That way we can maximize our profit from the Kurak dungeon, and we'll also exchange the rest of the obelisks for a decent enough weapon that will help us fight the monsters in the dungeon. We'll go ahead and farm the 2 camps here near the obelisk and be on our way. There we go, he's down, and now let's turn him in. Nice, and from this we're also getting some alchemical base which we'll use to craft our armor. There we have that. And we have enough to be able to buy the pick, and we just need a little bit more so that we can buy the weapon as well. But we'll go ahead and farm the rest later on. Now let's go ahead and make our way to the spiders so that we can farm some silk, which we'll need to be able to craft our armor. Always good to grab some aloe while you're here, you can never have enough of it. Alright, and here's a spider cave, let's go ahead and grab some silk. We'll also go ahead and get some ichor so that we can make even more alchemical base from the gold and silver we get from the caravans. Alright, I think we're set. Let's get out of here. On to the next task. So while we're here on this side of the map, we're gonna stop by the caravan that's located right over here. And we're gonna buy the weapon that should carry us through the Kurak dungeon. Now, this sword is definitely not the best one-handed sword. But considering we just arrived on the server and don't have any materials to craft something better, I think this sword will do just fine. Normally I would just rely on my spear, which is decent enough, but I've heard that this dungeon can get quite dark, so we're gonna need to fight while holding a torch, and that's why I picked the one-handed sword as my weapon of choice for this dungeon, which lately I've grown to like a lot, especially for doing any PvE related stuff. But anyways, now we're gonna finish farming the remaining obelisks that we need, and then we're gonna head over to the pirate camp and buy ourselves the blood pick. Alright, and here we are. We're gonna farm the rest of the obelisks here because nobody really comes here, which is good for us. Okay, and we got the first one down. Let's get the second one. Nice, there we go. Let's turn him in. And we'll grab one more just for the extra alchemical base. There we have it. Now we have enough to buy our blood pick. So we'll start heading towards the pirate camp now. And I think there should be a rock nose spawn that gives you blood crystals somewhere in this area. Nope, is that it? Yes it is. Nice, perfect. Everything's going smoothly so far, and I think I'm gonna hold off on killing this rock nose. Let's actually go ahead and get our blood pick first so that we can maximize how much blood crystals we get from this rock nose. And I'll mark it in the map just in case. Gotta say, I was a bit worried about having to locate some initial blood crystals that we need to get inside that dungeon, considering we don't have the detection spell yet, but thankfully all the planets lined up and we managed to find that rock nose. Alright, let's buy the blood pick. Perfect, now let's run back and get our blood crystals. There it is, let's bring him down. There we go, let's farm it. I wish I could attach a tool upgrade on this pick, but these blood crystals are an urgent matter. And we got 104 blood crystals, so we'll be able to go inside that dungeon at least 3 times if things go south. But yeah, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and farm some feline pelt, and that's all we'll need left, and we'll be ready for the dungeon. Alrighty, and I think we have enough. And now lastly, while we're here near the Kurak dungeon, let's just go ahead and set up our little safe house where we can store all of our loot as we're farming the dungeon later on today. Boom, and there we have it. We're good to go. So let's head back to base now and craft ourselves some armor and see if we can solo this dungeon. Alright, moment of truth is approaching. Just got done crafting our dragon bone armor and we're ready to give this new dungeon a shot. This is not the best possible crafted armor since we don't have an armor thrall, but it's definitely an improvement over the last armor, and I'm hoping that this will be enough to survive. Man, I'm actually a bit worried about doing this dungeon. I've heard so much about it and how it's difficult and how you should bring at least 2 thralls to help you clear it. And we're over here attempting it solo with an encumbrance build and some not so great armor. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit doubtful. Actually, you know what? Before we teleport over, let me remove my armor just so we don't attract too much attention to ourselves as we make our way to the dungeon. I would say my main goal for this dungeon is to be able to farm enough golems so that we can buy all of the worker thralls. Most importantly though, I just want an armor thrall because I don't really feel like farming for a shield right this early on yet. Just gonna go to our base of operations and get set up. I actually ended up getting lucky and ran into 2 more rock noses on my way back to base earlier. So we do have some extra blood crystals in case something goes bad. I'm really hoping that this sword that we got will be enough for this dungeon. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. And we're in. Man, the screaming is so eerie. Really adds to the atmosphere of this dungeon. Here we are, a moment of truth. Are we gonna be able to survive this dungeon? There's all the golems we're gonna need to take down. Alright, here we go. It's starting. This is the first phase. I've heard this is gonna be a bunch of spiders. Yep, here they are. Let's see how much damage we do. Okay, not too bad. Looks like we're 2-shotting them. I'm not gonna go too crazy trying to kill them all. Just gonna try and keep them off of me. Oh, look at that. Now we got this guy. Let's just try and go after him. It's a bit hard though with these spiders sheltering him. this armor is not doing very much for me. I still take quite a bit of damage. There we go. Got him finally. There he is. Let's try to go around. Dang, I think we just need one more combo and we got him. This could be it. Nope, we need one more. Alright, one more hit. Wow, what a shame. We were one hit away from killing it and my character got stuck. I don't know if it was a glitch or something, but I just couldn't get up. At least on the bright side, now we have a better idea of what to expect in there. I just really can't take too much damage, and it's tough too because I'm on the offensive as well. Okay, so it looks like we're timed out and we're gonna have to wait a bit until we can do this dungeon again. So I'll see you guys in a second for round 2. Alright, here we go. Round 2. Took me about 15 minutes before I could get back in here. This time, now that we know what to expect, we're gonna take a different approach, and I'm mostly gonna focus on bringing down the sorcerer. Because the spiders, I don't really think you need to kill them, because they're just gonna keep respawning over and over. Alright, let's do it. We gotta redeem ourselves. Okay, he's out now. Let's just focus and go after him only. Nice, we got a clean combo off of him. I just gotta keep repeating this. So for the most part, I would just say avoid the spiders. You don't even need to bother with them, it seems, because they just keep respawning non-stop. There we go, nice. Took him down, all the spiders vanish. And we get some dragon powder. We can use this to get some star metal later on. Alright, now let's see what's next. I think now it's probably going to be the golems. Oh, yep, there it is. Let's go after this one quick. Yeah, the knockdown with this sword really comes in handy. Gives you a second to breathe or heal if you need to. Oh, and here comes the second one. Nice, we got the first one down. Just gonna try and farm it. Just in case I get killed, I want to at least make sure I get some blood crystals with me. Now we got a second one on the way. Knock both of them down, and then we take some time to heal up. I am noticing that these golems are a bit glitchy for me. It's almost like they're stuttering as they're walking. I don't know if it's just me or if it's happening to everyone else as well. Nice, we got another one. And we'll get rid of some dead weight to keep our stam regen. Man, it sucks that the golems are a bit bugged out. Look at this. This time we might get 2 at once. Oh, check that out, he actually blocked that. Not sure how much of this battle I'll show in the video, but we got 2 more now, and I'm feeling pretty exhausted. This dungeon's definitely not easy to do it solo. This one's almost dead. Nice, there we go. We got both of them. I think now we just got 1 left. Almost done here. Last one, here we go. There we go. Now let's get our blood crystals real quick. Look at that, we got over 1,000 blood crystals that we can exchange. Oh, now we got this boss looking thing. And what is this? Oh my gosh, it's so creepy. Well, the whole room is getting filled with gas now. Yep, I don't think I'm gonna be able to survive this. And it did not take any damage, so I don't think I'm supposed to survive this battle. This place is completely covered in gas. Yep, can't kill that monster. Alrighty, so we were not able to defeat the final boss looking thing, but that's okay because we managed to achieve what we came there to do, which was to farm as many blood crystals as we could, and we definitely did that since we were able to kill all of the golems, and now we can exchange the blood crystals for a ton of endgame materials and thralls. So let's go ahead and do that and see how much we profited from one single run in the Kurak dungeon. So we can exchange 15 blood crystals for one box at the merchant here outside the Kurak dungeon. So let's just buy as much as we can. Okay, so we just bought everything we could and we have a ton of boxes now. So let's go back to our base of operations and open these safely there. Alright, so I put all my inventory away except for the boxes that we just purchased, and now we're gonna open them and see how much we profited. And there we go, this is all that we profited from one single run, and we're not even done just yet because now with all this obelisk that we got, we can exchange it for some thralls or some materials, whatever we need. Now let's go trade our obelisk for some thralls, and for me personally, I just care about getting at least one of every worker thrall. And of course, I especially want the armor thrall because I'm too lazy to farm another shield right all over again. I think first I'm gonna try and gamble and see if I can get a fighter thrall. That way it can help me go through this dungeon a whole lot easier than having to solo it with an encumbrance build. Alright, let's see, can we get a fighter thrall first try? Yes, automatically, first try, we get the best possible fighter thrall. And this one's gonna help us get through this dungeon if we ever need to do this dungeon again. And now with the rest of our obelisks, let's just buy a bunch of worker thralls and hopefully we get the armor one. Let me just buy 5 and see what we get. So we got 2 alchemists, 1 tanner, and 2 smelters. Not bad. Let's go ahead and buy a few more. Okay, still no armor thrall, so I'm gonna go back to base and pick up some more obelisks. Okay, I brought 250 more obelisks. Let's try this again. Okay, we're completely out of obelisks now, and we did not get the main thrall we wanted, so I think I'll probably need to run this dungeon one more time after this, sadly. Thankfully though, it is not all bad news for us since we managed to profit all of this on our second day on this new server. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and stash this somewhere else and I'll try the dungeon one more time. Alright, let's try this one more time, and I hope I don't have to run this dungeon a third time. Come on. Yes, we got it. Second try. There we go. And since that's all that I needed, I'll use the rest of the obelisk to buy some supply materials. I'm not going to use up all of my obelisks. I'll save some for later in case I need it. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop these open. And for me personally, I mostly just care about getting some steel. There we have it. We got 4K steel, some steel fire, a ton of tar, some of these berries, and we still have some obelisks left, but we'll go ahead and save that in case we need it later on. Alright, let's go stash this, and I would say that today was a complete success. With the profits that we made from completing the Kurak dungeon, we were able to reach endgame loot for the most part, and now for the next episode, we can already start PvPing. I think this new dungeon is really good for PvPers because it enables you to join a server and start PvPing almost right away after arriving, instead of having to spend a whole week farming up materials and stuff before you can start having fun. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tagging along, and I hope you had fun, and I'll just see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.